We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, that conspiracy podcast that makes you more human than human. I am your host, Double D. Joining me, we have Mr. Williams. What's up?
Glad to be here.
Yep. And right behind me, we have the homie on the ones and twos, JC. Yep. So, man, what's good, bro? What's good? What's going on in the world today?
What do you got? What's the sweet, juicy topic for today?
I don't know, man. You want to talk a little Afghanistan? You want to talk some of this OnlyFans or the demise of OnlyFans, I should say? I don't know.
All of it.
All of it, huh? But so what's up, man? I got a quick question, guys. What does it mean to be human?
I think from a sentient level, just being able to... They say what differentiates humans to, I guess, mammals is the ability to manipulate your environment.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that might be conscious thought, having... I don't want to say emotions because as we've, science has gone farther, there's so many different things about how even animals like elephants, for instance, mourn the deaths of theirs. So that's feeling an emotion of some kind. So it's starting to gray the areas of, consciousness and everything along those lines. But I think technically it would be humans can manipulate their environment around them. Cheetahs aren't building cookie cutter residential areas in North Plano. So
yeah. No, for reals, man. And then, dude, think about it. Out of every life form there is on this planet, we're the only ones that can take control of our own evolution, I guess. We can enhance ourselves. You know what I mean? Better ourselves. You know what I mean? Cognitively, through either, our memories as well, or our health. You know what I mean? Our endurance, our speed, whatever, man. We can make it all happen nowadays, I think, through bionics.
Better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, man.
So what that sounds a little bit like some transhumanism shit to me.
Yeah, man, for reals. Let's get into it. I want to talk about that shit. That shit's interesting, bro. That transcendental humanism.
Well, before we get into it, I want to ask you what sparked your idea, on transhumanism. Was it something as a kid you saw as a movie? Or
no, just recently, man. We watched the Suicide Squad, and there's a homie in there. Well, not a homie, but the fucking villain in there, dude. With the Thinker. He has all this shit just popping out of his fucking head and shit, dude. And that, I guess, he modified himself to be fucking smart as fuck. So, and I was just thinking about it that that we can actually probably do that to ourselves, and we will be doing that to ourselves probably in the future. Nanotech, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. We're gonna get into it. It's gonna be crazy, bro. There's different areas and dark, shady areas of this fucking topic that it's. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be really good. I think if we go this route, you know what I mean? This transition to. Because, that's all I was saying. What does it mean to be human? Like, we can be something else in the future. We can modify ourselves so much that we can't even see ourselves anymore. You know what I mean? We'll be AI. We'll be merging with AI.
Like unrecognizable, you mean?
Unrecognizable.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. I think transhumanism is a very interesting topic because at some points it almost seems, inevitable. And just to kind of give a quick breakdown of what transhumanism is, it's a philosophical and cultural movement that encourages human advancement through technology in an attempt to make humans more machine than human, all to advance human longevity, cognition, mood, physical abilities, and also to mitigate things like disease, aging, physical and mental disabilities, and even death, all through mechanically medicinal augmentation.
So we're going to be able to defeat fucking aging, bro. We're going to put a stop to aging, you think?
I mean, it's possible. You're already seeing things come from, like, stem cell research and just like anti-aging stuff. I don't really know too much on the anti-aging topic, but I think that's definitely a category of it. And speaking of, there's a bunch of different categories of transhumanism. Like, for instance, there's survivalist transhumans. And survivalist transhumans are solely hyper-focused on just the longevity of the human race at whatever cost, whether that's, assimilating with man and machine, something to that extent. That is what they are hyper-focused on. And there's so many different subcategories of transhumanism, even from, like, religious standpoints. There's, believe it or not, there's a Mormon sect of transhumanism, Mormon transhumanists, right?
What?
Yeah, and basically, there's Christian, there's Christian ones as well, and they all believe basically God kind of shaped everything to where the assimilation between man and machine is inevitable. It's gonna happen. So they're trying to find ways to do it, but still be within God's law and interpreting it in certain aspects. So,
dude, God can be machine, bro. This route we're going is probably inevitable, bro. It's gonna happen either way. It was designed that way, probably. The next stage of human evolution, the apex predator, will probably be AI, or some version of ourselves merging with AI. Like Ray Kurzweil, that's kind of some of his shit that he was working on. Like when he was talking about just merging with AI, kind of putting a stop to aging. Same thing like Aubrey de Grey too. Like the same thing he'd be talking about. And then also this one book I just read recently too, man, on this topic, Radical Evolution with Joel Garou, and he talks about the GRIN technologies, which stands for genetics, robotics, information, and nanotech. And well, maybe we can get into a little bit with genetics. With this new technology, how do you think we can manipulate our own genetics?
there's already things coming out right now. I don't know if you've heard of that. I don't know. You guess you call them a company or corporation. CRISPR, the people that actually do gene editing, to where essentially you're kind of playing God in that sense. There's pros and cons to it, right? Some people are saying you can go in and if, for instance, if they find, and I'm very layman on this subject, so my vernacular is going to be as well. But for instance, if you go in and there's like a Down syndrome chromosome, they can go in and change that, right? So there's some pros and stuff to it. The other thing is
I knew a guy who
I'm not a tall person, and if I, for instance, were to have a child with somebody that wasn't tall, you could go in and manipulate their height and change their height to be well over 6'5" and a crazy build and all these things. I want them to have blue eyes and all that stuff. So it's a weird space. I mean, we're already seeing that happen today. Who knows where that could go in the future? I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, man. If you can enhance yourself, like, say, for example, you have money, or your kids. So you have kids, I have kids. But you have money and I don't. You're going to be able to modify your kids to be better than my kids. And that's going to set a whole another set of problems in the future, bro. You know what I mean? Think about it.
No,
you're seeing it sometimes within sports. You know what I mean? Like these little...
You ever seen a Mexican kid play lacrosse? I haven't.
I'm sure there's one out there, man.
There probably is, but in my line of work, I service a lot of honkies, and they got a lot of lacrosse sticks, dude.
For real. But I don't know, man. I think it's a dangerous, slippery road to go down if we're gonna be able to enhance ourselves like that, to better ourselves. And like I said, it's gonna be an issue of class. Who's gonna be able to afford it, and who's gonna be able not to?
You're 100% right. That's one of the big arguments people have as far as transhumanism goes. Is everyone generally comes to a similar consensus? Is what's going to happen is there needs to be a body of oversight, a governing body, some sort of regulations, and that could lead to like exactly what you said. Even a further separation in class. People that can augment their children to be smarter, faster, stronger versus, poor people that don't have the money. They have, only the money for, the .02 microchip while, the other kids are getting the 4.0 microchips or, something crazy like that. So.
Yeah, and you see it with plastic surgery, fucking dick pills. You know what I mean? Everything's a modification to ourselves, man.
I feel personally attacked, but okay.
But even the clothing on our body, bro, is some way of modifying it's the next step of our human evolution. We came from like wearing deer skin on our bodies and shit, you know what I mean? To be fully clothed in some fine linen,
Or
dripped out and draped out.
or wearing like bones and skull bones of like animals
For
and like
real.
using their bodies as tools. Like I mean,
Right.
like, is that no? That's probably not transhumanism.
Well,
But
no, it is in some way, man.
Well, even transhumanism can
reals.
be boiled down to exactly that. Me wearing a shirt is technically transhumanism
Yes.
because I'm modifying my body
Yeah.
to kind of manipulate my environment.
Mm-hmm. For real. You see this technology that's on the rise too with robotics. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Have you seen those videos on DARPA with those things on the treadmill? Just looks like a mechanic dog, bro.
Is that DARPA? I thought DARPA was like
I think that's a Harvard. You're thinking about Harvard, right?
It's
the
MIT?
dynamics, right?
Yeah.
Boston Dynamics.
Boston
thing.
to
Yeah.
Boston.
Is it Boston Dynamics?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that comes down more to like AI, to be honest with you, which
Yeah.
does, come back to what you're saying. A lot of people are saying, what happens, right? How do you hold an AI liable if it commits a crime? For instance, just a general example, and this is what's been happening now, autonomous vehicles. Somebody, puts the drive, the car setting and they crash into a wall and explode into flames and die, technically the AI is going to be responsible for that, and there's going to be more, the gray area is going to get bigger as to who is liable. So that's even a further point why you need to set up, governing bodies and regulations is who you're going to place the blame on. And now that's why, when I don't really only know of one popular company that has autonomous vehicles, and anytime somebody dies in one of their accidents, they rhyme with Tesla. Anytime somebody, dies in one of their accidents, they throw them some cash and you don't hear much about it, if anything.
Speaking of, have you heard of the Tesla bot? That's came out, bro.
No, I've heard they were trying to work on something like that.
That's
That looks
pretty
like
interesting.
straight up like iRobot.
iRobot? Yeah, man, that shit's gonna be crazy as fuck, bro. We're here, they're there, man.
Oh, yeah.
For reals.
Have you ever heard of hedonistic transhumanism?
No, I haven't. What is that?
So hedonistic transhumanism are transhumanists that are just on like passion and pleasure. So it's just like, imagine being in a room full of just swingers, but having a robot dick where you could just fuck all day,
That's what's
That's
up.
basically it,
Damn, dude. Some of these AIs, bro, like that Whitney Cummings AI that she brought up on stage, they're looking really lifelike, man. Like, I probably would have hit up on that, for real.
Oh, yeah.
If I wasn't.
It's
mean,
gonna be one of those
relationship.
things where like where you used to get caught looking at like trans like dudes that were like dressed as women, and you'd be like, oh yeah, that babe looks pretty good. Now it's gonna be like bots.
Oh, yeah.
For
It's gonna be
real.
like oh damn, that fucking synthetic looks fucking fine. Damn, what the fuck, You're gonna get caught. You be, hey bro, that's a synthetic. You're like, what? Damn, I thought that was a real babe.
Damn.
And not to say that trans aren't real people. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying like that robots AI, might get to that point like that movie AI
Oh,
Dude.
with Haley Joel Osment.
Or like fucking
what-
Ex Machina.
yeah.
Dude, that's all we need is a fucked up fucking AI running shit like that, bro.
I mean, I don't think we're already seeing it now. People are already worried about autonomy, and the
Yeah.
fact of, in vehicles in particular, they think it's going to impact, the job force.
Oh yeah, it most definitely probably is gonna happen in the next decade, I think.
You know, a lot of I mean,
We'll
I don't
see
know
it.
about you. When I'm driving on the highway, I don't see too many trucks. But when there's traffic, all I see are, you know,
Well, there's definitely
18-wheelers.
gonna have to be some like UBI, universal basic income in the future, bro, for everyone. That's the only way I could see it us as humans surviving, and that's an issue too. Yeah, man, for reals. With AI and stuff, I know it's very sci-fi, but you know what I mean. Like that could be a possibility, bro. We might be going to war with these motherfuckers in the future.
Have you heard of anarcho-transhumanism?
Nah, tell me, what is that?
Anarcho-transhumanism is basically like the anarchy of transhumanists. You know, it's one for all and all for one. You know, they just it's just like the wild, wild west. You know, a post-apocalyptic kind of Mad Max. You know, you'll have one, you know, villain or whatever that kind of runs basically one sect or quadrant of whatever. And, you know, he's got these crazy augments and he has a bunch of hitmen or something like that. Something to that effect.
That is like Mad Max.
You know?
That's
For real.
exactly like, yeah, man. Do you remember they used to like, well, they used
Welcome
to
to
dress their
Thunderdome,
faces
bitch.
in all that kind of stuff, and then you know, give these fuckers drugs to like do crazy stuff, man. Remember?
Yeah.
Like you'll be bright and shiny or something like that.
Yep.
And they just huff a bunch of paint and go do fucking like suicide bomb.
What's the
shit.
best Mad Max film?
The
out of all of
Thunder,
them?
the Fury Road, man.
The
Oh,
new
yeah,
one's
Fury-
pretty dope, bro.
Oh,
I
that's
like
the
that
one.
one.
The new one?
That's
Fury
the new
Road?
one. It's pretty dope. It's intense, man. It's pretty cool.
What's the one? Is there one just called Road Warrior?
I think that's a classic one. That's a
Road
dope
Warrior's the shit, dude.
one. Yeah, man. That's a dope one, man.
Shit, man. Have you heard of libertarian transhumanism?
I have, but Joaquin has it. Maybe you want to tell us and tell him.
So basically, it's all like libertarian ideas, but towards transhumanism, essentially. So, and you have democratic transhumanists, which want like small government, for instance. Libertarians want like basically no government, really, no oversight or like regulations or anything. Probably private companies to do all that kind of stuff, which there's pros and cons too, of course. But I mean, there's so many different sects. The crazy part is how do you think transhumanism could affect industries like the military? For instance, if they were to use,
Exoskeletons.
like exoskeletons,
For real, man. Oh, and that's what I'm saying. Future super soldiers, bro. Fuck a serum. It's robotics. You're going to have future Ironmans, bro. That's the truth. Somewhere out there, they're already prepping those motherfuckers.
Oh,
dude.
for sure.
There's like a warehouse full of them.
Oh, you know it.
And there's going to be some crazy fucking dictator ready to push that red button, bro, and just launch the motherfuckers out into the sky. What do you think about that, JC?
Yeah, dude. Like I think they're gonna be like that mobile Gundam kind of shit, dude. Like it's gonna be like pilots inside these like robots. You know what I mean? Basically, you know, like not like Voltron style, but you know,
Like Power Ranger style?
maybe like yeah, maybe not like Power Ranger style, but like you know, like basically like a human tank, like a human inside of a tank that like walks like you know.
Ooh, like the
I'm not familiar with
Hulkbuster.
Like a Hulkbuster type
Like
of
a
deal.
Hulkbuster, bro.
Oh, I'm not familiar with either of those. I thought the Gunman thing was like
The Gundam.
was
Gunman
like
style?
a person in a big machine. Because
Exactly.
isn't that what Power Rangers is? It's like one of the.
Well, it's like
the
a
red
like
guy
a bunch
and,
of like well, it's like it's like a combined kind of thing.
It's a fucking Voltron, man.
What
Yeah.
era are we talking about here? Old school or new school?
I think they're both.
Are they both? I haven't seen Power Rangers in a long fucking time, but that's a good point. That's a good example.
I think they're both, but I don't know. They mean like obviously like they started. It was like you know, old Japanese footage from like some older TV show that got imported into America.
Really?
That got created into like a whole different new show because, you know, they were like, okay, how are we gonna shoot it? We just have all this footage of these fuckers fighting, right? So we had to basically make a show, and so. Yeah, dude, they would just like kind of like shoot their own episode and then just add in the fighting that they had from Japan and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Try
I
to
didn't
make it
know
make
that.
sense.
I didn't know. It does make sense. It does seem like it would have came from the East.
Yeah.
I hope it was Japan. Fuck, I don't know, dude.
But I mean, you have
definitely wanna see
you
that.
have like genetic engineering, bioengineering, nanotechnology. like even down to like the molecular stuff.
That's what I was gonna get into next. Let's start with
They have so many movies like that. They have so many comics like that. It's ridiculous, bro. I mean, like the Captain America, basically the same motherfucking shit. Transhumanism.
Oh yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
That's next
Wolverine.
So many, bro. So many examples. Of
That movie with Vin Diesel that came out lately. That was like Bloodshot. That same shit. You know, nanotech, basically like replacing the entire insides of a person, becoming the perfect soldier because you can never, like, you know, all you could do is just like replace the shit that he's missing with the nano, with, like, you know.
There were people getting surgeries in the 60s that were attaching antennas to their spinal column to help them feel Earth's magnetism more.
Well, that's
so a lot of this started like way back in the day. Even like, you know, I know this movie's too scary for you, but there's a movie called Alien that came out with Sigourney Weaver in 1979, and I don't know if you remember in that in that movie there's a mechanical guy that gets chopped in half, and he's basically kind of a transhumanism person.
Oh yeah,
you know, he's Bishop or whatever. So yeah,
Bishop.
Yep.
Damn, dude, that was a good ass movie, man.
Yeah, man.
I love Alien.
Bishop got the juice.
It took me forever to. I mean, and I'm sad to say this because I didn't really watch like a lot of too many like these sci-fi scary movies back in the day. But I thought Alien and Aliens were like the same movie, and I'm ashamed to say that.
There's like one, and then part two. There's like I don't know how many.
Yeah, part two is like Aliens. It's like
Alien.
It's just plural.
Yeah.
And then Rambo kind of the same thing. You know, there's like Rambo First Blood, and then Rambo Part 2 is this Rambo First Blood Part 2, I think.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, that's too confusing.
I know, right?
Yeah, dude. That's definitely.
Like, get your shit together, Warner
I would like
Brothers.
to transcend to like Rambo status, bro. That's what I like to do.
What, being a
Just a
homeless
fuck-
Vietnam War vet?
Stuck up in the mountains, going crazy and shit.
Jesus.
Looking for Charlie. Information. What do you think the next step of information with transhumanism will be?
As far as like what we know about transhumanism?
Yeah, just how we will take in information, bro.
Well,
Like we'll have fucking like pills. I think we see that already, like a limitless pill. You know what I mean? These
What?
cognitive memory pills and shit.
Well, yeah, I don't know if that correlates to information. I think it'd be more along the lines of like
be able to retain that shit.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well,
Like, for
yeah,
reals.
yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
like getting information would be more like Google Glasses
Well, that's true. Yeah.
or like a contact lens or something like that.
Yeah.
That would probably be more on the
How we will be
information
learning in the
side.
future. You think people will be going to school still in the future? You think
No,
we'll
they'll
have
probably
teachers?
shove, something up their ass, and they'll know,
That's-
everything up until the third grade,
Yeah,
until they have to
true.
shove another, suppository up there, and
Yeah.
pass the fifth
Dude,
grade.
yeah,
You know?
yes, there's gonna be schools. It's because like we're thinking like everybody learns the same way. People don't always learn the same way. You know what I mean? So there's got to be schools that like teach people that can't like necessarily, like if they have dyslexia,
Yeah.
or they
that's
you know
true.
they have like.
But
you
would
know,
it be a teacher teaching that, like a human being? I mean, would it be like?
I mean, how could you?
robotic?
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you
Robot.
can't have it. I mean, that's to say like a teacher's job can be done by a machine.
Like you go to like you name it, bro. Walmart, Target. They have all these cashiers, all these open lines, but no one's there. Empty.
Okay, Karen.
Oh, I know. Fuck that. No, I'm not complaining, man. But I'm just saying you can see it, man. Like things are changing. Like they should just make everything I don't know.
Automated.
Automated, yeah, man. It's just gonna. Well, you can see
Well-
that shit, man. You see that shit coming.
Well, they do have the automated lines and everything, but like I said, I mean, there's fine lines that you got to walk. As how detrimental will and I don't want to try to get political or whatever, but like I don't know. I think it would be personally detrimental to just specifically, or maybe just human society in general, because I'm of the firm believer that if everybody gets the same thing, that will kind of reduce motivation in people. So what I'm trying to say is, if the more automation comes in, the less jobs there will be. So you'll have to have things like universal basic income. And, typically if, you already know you're going to get a, paycheck, you might not have, not everybody, I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but you're going to have a sect of people that, will just be fine with that. And, that could hinder the growth of human evolution in the sense of just there being less innovators out there, less entrepreneurs and things like that, because people are going to be more static and sedentary versus, having to fight through adversity and get things, in my layman humble opinion.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's that, and then I think I guess the opposite side of that would be like, it would probably encourage, or it would like free people to kind of pursue those kind of things, because they wouldn't have the burden of like making ends meet and staying at a job in which they didn't want to, like, they didn't live or they weren't fulfilled at. And so maybe it would like, I mean, that's just like I guess it's the other side, the opposite side of the coin. But I mean, if you had like all your needs met, your ends were met by whomever, government or just universal basic income, or like just well-paying jobs, like, what would you do with your life? You know what I mean? Would it be the same kind of struggle? Would you have the same?
Look how people, when they retire, bro, they go fucking crazy if they're not working.
Well, that's because a lot of them come from a different generation, have worked, their whole lives essentially. I'm a lazy piece of shit, dude. If you give me $4,000 a month, I'm gonna lay on the couch and eat potato chips and play video games until I fucking die of heart disease or something, more than likely. I gotta have a reason to get up and go do some shit. And I think, one way to kind of do that is just, there is a big income inequality and things are it's crazy expensive. For instance, my dad, obviously older than me, he bought his first home in 1986 for $56,000. It wasn't a crazy home. It was, probably the size of, your home, nothing crazy, in Garland. And, there's no way you could find a house, that cheap. And he bought it when he was 24 years old, so doing that
Those
nowadays. So most people that are 24 are coming out of college with $80,000, $100,000, $120,000 worth of debt, So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed before, in my, crazy opinion, and I'm going to get attacked for it, but before you just start handing out money, And don't get me wrong, listen, when the government sent out the stimmy, I took it. I said, hey, you know what? I need a new exhaust. Thank you, government. I'll take it. So...
Man, I'll take it too. Shit, I enjoy these fucking stimulus checks that we got.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
I don't know what that has to do with transhumanism, but...
Shit, dude.
I guess
modify, man. I don't have to walk barefoot, man. Fuck that.
That's true. That is true.
Though I did walk barefoot a lot as a kid.
You'll have, dude, and in the future too, they talk about like microchips and everything. In the future, you're going to have a microchip in you. Okay?
Nanotech.
You're gonna have a microchip in you, and the thing with the microchip is it's gonna tell people your temperament, your criminal history, if you're sick or not that day, what your body temperature is, like just everything about you. If you have an STD, everything, dude, everything. You'll be able to go boink and pay for your Starbucks or whatever. I mean, that's in my, maybe not the boink part, but them knowing all that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's you're talking about like a social like credit or system or something along those lines.
I definitely believe there's no privacy in the future. I definitely think that everyone's gonna be able to see all that shit, like for real. Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy, bro. That's what I was gonna get into, some nanotech. What are your thoughts about that?
Good. There's pros and cons to it. I don't know. I don't know too much about the nanotechnology subject. I know nanotechnology, of course, but the subject in and of itself is interesting. I think it could be good from a medical standpoint, fighting off diseases and things along those lines.
Most definitely.
For sure. But then you also got to think,
early on.
But But you got to think about like the bad sides to it. Like what the fuck is the military going to do with some nanotechnology? You know, can nanotechnology be viewed as like in a sense, I know it's crazy, and this is the only thing I can kind of equate it to, which isn't correct, but like chemical warfare or whatever, you know, because if you release like a bio weapon,
Agent
and
Orange?
yeah, and it goes, you know, in the, you know, in your mother's ass, and you know, she fucking explodes or something. I mean, it's gonna be no good, dude. It's gonna be no good.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be good and bad sides, and the whole thing is just like we need a body of oversight, a governing body to regulate all of this stuff, because it's a slippery stuff. I mean, you see how fast technology is moving. Once it starts, dude, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, you know.
Yeah.
So once it starts, you're not gonna stop it, and we're moving at such a fast rate. I don't know if like governing bodies and stuff and whatnot can be set up faster than technology is coming, you know, is appearing.
That's true. That's true, man. Who's gonna be running that shit, huh?
Who is?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is? That's the question.
Well, if you think about it, dude, this transcendence of one stage to another has been here since the beginning of time, bro, if you think about it. Like, we all come from star stuff. Like Carl Sagan said, you know what I mean? We came from literally just dust that just burst out of a star. And till this point in time, dude, I can't even like fathom what's gonna be in the next fucking 20, 30 years, bro. Like, for reals. It's gonna be a whole nother. It's gonna be like the X-Men, man. Straight the fuck out, dude. Fuck shit up.
Yeah, everybody's gonna have like some kind of like mutation.
For reals, for reals. And yeah, you're right, man. But if you had to choose one enhancement of yourself or something you can modify yourself, what would that be, my friend?
That is tough.
And we'll end this on this. You too, JC. Well, I'm gonna ask you next.
That's tough. What do I want to? You know, everybody's first. You know, guys are gonna go for the dick. They're gonna be like, I want a big dick. I don't know, man. I'd have. And see, the thing is like I don't even know the realm or their limits or capacities or anything like that. Anything to limit me on what I could do.
Maybe be like a faster runner, or be able to fucking leap.
Okay.
Towers at a single bound.
Okay. You can augment your mind or your body. Which one are you gonna do?
Definitely my fucking mind, for sure, bro.
Probably.
I want to be able to move things with my fucking mind. Fuck my body.
Not only.
Sorry, my friend.
Not only that, but probably the mind for sure, because maybe if you do meet your maker and die, they can put your mind in a machine and you could live forever.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got a few movies about that, like downloading your consciousness into some kind of like a virtual or like a, you know, a hard drive or something like that, and then there you are,
A little flash drive.
Yep.
What about you, JC? What do you think? What do you want?
Yeah, you know, maybe I would probably like maybe like some like robot legs or something like that. That would be pretty legit. I would think like with some robot legs, there would be like nothing I can do, dude.
Definitely kick some ass, bro.
Right? I mean, run fast, jump high, swim fast. I still like, you know, have my hands.
You can do some break dancing, bro.
Exactly.
Some moonwalking.
Some dancing.
You can like run from California to Hawaii.
Yeah.
For reals, man. Like Forrest Gump.
Carry heavy things.
That's what's up.
Well, I mean, I think you'd be limited to how strong your upper body is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, let's just say you could support it, though. You know what I mean? Like, on your back or, you know.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Carry somebody. That's cool.
I think I would just like the thinker, bro. That's what made me think about this topic, is just watching the Suicide Squad. I just want to like modify myself that I can be like an all-knowing smartphone. You know what I mean? Just a walking smartphone. Fuck looking at something in the palm of your hand. You just
just instantly.
That's what's up. Thank you for watching. Peace.